欢迎参加网络研讨会。您的参与身份为处于仅收听模式的参与者。
So, good time, dear Trimble and Info followers. I hope all of you have started the new year healthy and happy, and I wish you a powerful and successful 2019. My name is Mohsen Miri, the product manager of Info software at Trimble. Beside me is sitting Christian Weiser, market manager of Info and Trimble, and Thomas Whitmer, technical support in our team, would support us during this webinar. And we all welcome you to the webinar What's New in Info version 9 and US Master version 9.1. So do not hesitate to ask questions during the webinar, and we will try to answer the questions, and at the end of the webinar we'll try to answer the questions. And you can use the platform of GoToWebinar or GoToMeeting to ask your questions. So during this webinar I have a very, very important message, which is a long-term message. Info is still and keeps on being the pioneer software in photogrammetry since 1981. And this software is responsible or is developed to transform the raw image data to geospatial information. For example, the point cloud, surface models, earth mosaics, or georeference images. Maybe you ask, why do we like to be the pioneer of photogrammetry software in this area? So there is a demand and needs for image-based information. I think this is a funny question to ask, what can we use image-based information? The answer to this question you can find everywhere in your life. For example, in cadastral and thematic mapping, which are fundamental data sets for GIS and change detection applications, forensics, disaster management, agricultural biomass monitoring, or in BIM planning or 3D city modeling and infrastructural monitoring. And also in energy sector, you can find image-based information in the background and also in your processes. The question is, where are the sensor and platforms of these data sets? So you can find images or image-based data in your smartphones, in close-range cameras, in mobile mapping, and also in aerial and satellite images. So you see a large spectrum and attractive sensors to capture these images. Info supports and covers most of these platforms and or the data from these platforms and sensors. And our goal is to help you or to support you for better decisions based on the geospatial images. Info is a modular software. Maybe you ask, what does it mean? InfoSoftware is subdivided in different modules or components. If you are interested to use InfoSoftware for error triangulation or boundary block adjustment or for camera calibrations, you can use the module MatchAT. If you're interested to use InfoSoftware for your orthophoto products, you can use AutoMaster, AutoVista, or Match3dx. If you're interested to generate point clouds or generate surface models, you can enjoy using Match3dx and MatchD. If you're interested to work on point clouds filtering or DTM, you can use DTMaster or Scope++. And if you're interested to have a complete solution or workflow for your UAS applications, you can enjoy UAS Master to generate georeference images and 3D meshes. Let's have an overview. Last year, 2018, what we have done. So, we have started 2018 very powerful. At the first quarter, our focus was on the UAS Master version 9 for georeferencing for close-range applications, UAV, mobile data or helicopter flight data, and also in dense matching. We tried and we were successful to simplify the setup process or progress, and we continued the UAS Master version 9 in maintenance improvements, for example in dense matching or fixing the bugs. In the case of InfoSuite, we have also continued our maintenance improvements, fixing the bugs, and up to the fourth quarter. But the highlight of the year was at the last quarter of 2018, which was announced at the Intergeo exhibition and also at the Dimensions. What was this highlight? InfoSuite version 9. You can enjoy using InfoSuite to generate dense matching and also editing of the dense matching data and generating point clouds and also 2 autophotos. Another highlight of the last quarter was UAS Master version 9.1. So you can use UAS Master not only for generating point clouds for UAV applications, you can also use this software for mesh generation. And UAS Master can support you for the images from the cameras with more than 102 megapixel images. So let's go into the details of these highlights of last year. I start with InfoSuite version 9. The message is InfoSuite version 9 can combine the classical photogrammetry with the modern 3D workflows. And the new module in this software is called Match3dx and also Match3dx Meshing Add-on. So let's just see what are the components of Match3dx. The main or the core component is called semi-global matching, which is integrated in this module. You can use this module or it is integrated in Match3dx to generate large-scale dense point clouds. The other slice of this cake, Match3dx, is generating 2 autophoto. And you can use InfoSoftware version 9 to generate 2 autophotos, which is, I would say, a really great data set for GIS data or urban mapping applications. In 2 autophotos, each image pixel is directly assigned to a surface height. Photorealistic textured meshes give you the possibility, or I say you, it would be the professionals or non-professionals, the possibility to understand the real world in 3D environments, because you have both information, texture, and also the geometry of the surface through the meshes. So let's enjoy the 3 slices of this cake. In Match 3DX, semi-global matching is integrated. You can find lots of articles and papers in scientific journals or in internet about semi-global matching algorithm, which is used to generate 3D dense point clouds. The data or the point cloud generated through this algorithm is really comparable to the data from the LiDAR sensors. I don't want to go in details to compare the LiDAR and photogrammetry in this webinar because it would be a short time. But just remind you, through semi-global matching, you have the point cloud and also the color, which comes from the images of the object. So you would have the texture of the object on your point cloud. Another slice or another component of Match 3DX is 2 orthophoto products. The users who so far enjoy the classical orthophotos in info software, which were generated from aerial images or satellite images, they can enjoy using info software version 9 to generate or produce 2 orthophotos from aerial or airborne sensors. So you are flexible to use classical workflow to generate orthophoto, or to use the modern one to generate true orthophotos, or both of them. Generation of meshes in Match 3DX meshing add-on is another tool or another component of the Match 3DX. If you have the point clouds generated through semi-global matching, you might be interested to have the 3D model or a mesh of this point cloud. Why do we want to have the meshes? Because you can get to the geometry of this surface through the meshes. And finally, you can have the texture mesh, which can be used for 3D city modeling or construction dynamic simulation, or maybe also in gaming applications. And you have the 3D information of the surface. So I'd like to have a live demonstration of a data set from Munich. I hope you can see the point cloud. I try to demonstrate it. It depends on your internet or the quality of your internet connection. I try to upload it, so you have the point cloud. So I see it, but maybe you need more time because it is a really dense point cloud. Although I tried to reduce the density of the point cloud. So, this point cloud is from the city Munich, and I I try to turn it a little bit. So, I hope you have seen the point cloud and also the 3D mesh. So, I have also a new message, an interesting one for the users who would like to work faster. In InfoSuite version 9, you can use 24 CPU cores. We had 16 threads in the version before, and you can use 24 CPU cores and work faster, and faster. And if you are interested to accelerate your speed, you can use the GPU processing in Match3x, and not only just the CPU cores. I mentioned InfoSuite software is a full photogrammetry solution. I think this slide would be really interesting for both groups, I mean existing users of the Info software and also the new and interested users. Info software supports the classical workflow, which was 2.5D workflow. You can use Match AT, Match T, and orthophoto products in classical workflow. And if you're interested to use the new or the modern workflow, you can enjoy still Match T, Match AT, and also Match 3DX to generate point clouds and 3D meshes and texture models. So another message is Match 3DX contains also all Match T features. So you're flexible to use both workflows too, 2.5D and 3D workflow. And if you're interested to use a complete workflow for your UAV or UAS applications, you can enjoy UAS Master. In UAS Master version 9, what's new? It was also another highlight of the last quarter. In UAS Master version 9, you can have the 3D reconstruction and also generation of 3D texture meshes. And interesting it is, UAS Master version 9.1 supports the images from the cameras with more than 102 megapixel images. So if you're interested to upgrade your existing software, for example, from Match T to Match 3DX, or enjoying the meshing add-on, for example, just contact your sales representatives or contact our imaging support team at Trimble. So I would like to ask my colleagues here if there is a question, any question about the webinar or about the new module, a new tool.
Hi Mohsen, thank you very much, and hello to the audience. Please use now the question dialog in the GoToMeeting toolbar to answer, to give us some questions so that we have the chance to answer all your requests and questions. Please use the dialog and insert your question. I have one general question from the audience. It's what's the difference between the photogrammetric point clouds derived by Match 3DX and a LiDAR point cloud?
So it is a really interesting and nice question. I don't want to go to details to compare the LiDAR sensor or photogrammetry or image-based sensors. But I'd like to say the point clouds extracted from the image-based sensor contain the color information, and you can use a colored point cloud at the final steps. And I should emphasize that the cost of generating point cloud from image-based sensor or photogrammetry sensor is very, very lower than the LiDAR-based point clouds. But on the other hand, the LiDAR point cloud has also the advantages, for example, penetration through the forestry areas and something like that, because LiDAR sensor are an active sensor, and you can use the LiDAR data or LiDAR flights in the night. But the image-based sensor are dependent on the illumination and something like that.
Hello everybody, there was another question coming up if it's possible to use the autophotos, the true autophotos in AutoVista to continue the processing there. This is possible. The US Master is using a temporary folder where we store the in-between steps, and one of them is also storing the autophotos. So you can use these autophotos, put them into our info software AutoVista, and run here seam editing and also radiometric corrections. For the true autophoto, we have to be aware the true autophotos are seamless. So we have them cut into tiles. They are already tile by tile. So in AutoVista, the only thing you could do would be then radiometric corrections. The seam line is not working, of course, because we don't have overlaps between the true autophotos. But in general, yes, the output of US Master for the standard autophoto production can be run in AutoVista. The difference between the semi-global matching and the MatchT CBM matching was also a question that was asked. And in general, we are putting into the SGM much more effort in the matching. So we additionally run some point cloud filterages to remove wrong points along facades. Also, very important is the edge enhancements around roof edges, because the main goal for true autophotos typically from our customers are city areas, and people want to have sharp, nice-looking building edges for nice-looking true autophotos in cities. And this is definitely a big difference between the SGM algorithm and the CBM algorithm, which will then create a very high-quality true autophoto. This will take more time because we are running much more processing on this. So the difference also between the two algorithms is time. So if you need a dense point cloud, but your main goal is not buildings, which is not so often the case, but for example, people out there like who want to have a canopy from vegetation or stuff like that, I would recommend the CBM matching from MatchT, because it's 20 to 50 times faster than the SGM matching, and it would give a good product for canopies, for example. I just looked for another question that came up, and there's a question asking for the generation of mesh with US Master, if we can suggest an open program. We are offering for the OSGB format a free small viewer on our download page now. Now it's the Open Scene Graph. So when you generate with US Master OSGB mesh LOD mesh tiles, then you can directly use this free viewer, and it's a very strong viewer because the tiling of the OSGB is very flexible to create for large projects a good result. Another question that came up is that in older versions of DT Master it was impossible to edit big point clouds. And if this performance problem has been solved, or the limitation? Yes and no. The data structure has changed. So when you run the true auto generation in US Master or also in Match 3DX, we are tiling the data, and this tileage is using smaller portions. So we will have tiles about 1,000 by 1,000 or 2,000 by 2,000 pixels for one true auto tile. And this means we have about 1 million to 4 million points per tile. And you can run with this tiling the DT Master. That means you can say, I want to load this one single tile. This will then be loaded into DT Master, and for this amount of points, this will be having a strong performance with DT Master. We offer even the option that you can do auto photo correction. It means if you do correction on the point cloud, it will then automatically use this new point cloud, reproject it back to our photos, extract the texture from it, and then we will replace the true auto photo with the new content. You could even, if you want, import LiDAR data which has colorized points and use this then for updating areas in your true auto photo. So this is a very flexible and powerful solution for true auto editing in DT Master. And yes, it is also able to look at your true auto photo and your point clouds. Then we have another question. Is there ground sample distance limitation when true auto photos are produced? It's the photogrammetric restriction that you have. So in our case, when you fly with your drone, you have ground sample distance itself, and you should never go below the resolution of your image itself. Typically, because I don't find the word, but typically what we recommend is a 1:2 resolution, because when you go 1:1 with drones, this can be sometimes tricky. But with Match 3DX, yes, I would just look at your scaling that you have, and then you can run your true auto photo generation based on your image resolution. I will give now to Christian, and he will answer some other parts.
Tom, thank you very much. I see here some other question on the list here. That there is a question if the customer has already Match T DSM, if they have a license, if they need to buy an extra license for Match 3DX, or if they can upgrade to Match T DSM to Match 3DX. Nice question, thank you very much. First of all, Match 3DX is a standalone product. It's a new module product. That means all Match T customer has to purchase a Match 3DX. But for this, what Mosen mentioned before, we have special promotions currently running, so that all Match T DSM customer can can purchase buy the new module with some special promotion pricing. To doing this, please contact your regional sales manager or your dealer, or if you want, you can contact also our support team so that we can forward your request to the corresponding salesperson. And again, we have special promotions for all our customers under maintenance, of course, and that you know this, we have also promotions for Match T customers without maintenance. Whatever, please contact us so that we can help you using the new module inside Info version 9. So we're checking now all the different list here of questions, if we have answered them or not. Give us some minute. Okay, I think we have more or less answered all of them. You can also contact us directly if you have additional question. And so I would say, Mosen.
So, thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed the webinar and you will enjoy the info software. And as well, I would say you can contact us and our support team. We will help you to enjoy info software and under Trimble. So, see you then.